Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining Rich Buddy for another episode of Talking Watches on the Rich Buddy Live Show. And today we're going to talk about the Omega 321 Speedmaster in steel, the new release that everyone's been talking about. Clyvers was the first one to break the news to me about it. And it's pretty exciting stuff. So let's see if we can get the man on with us here. Give me a second here. Here we go. Hey. Good afternoon or good evening. How are you, my friend?
Good evening. It's 8 o'clock here.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it just turned past 6 p.m. here. So over here, it's really early. And, you know, I mean, at least you're not good old Thomas Burnett. It's like probably, 3 a.m. where he's at, you know?
Yeah, thanks for making him stay up till 3, you sadistic bastard.
Yeah. Well, I basically, AC3 comes on at a certain time, and then I try to give myself or everybody an hour break before we come on. They can go get dinner, do whatever. And a lot of the people that come on here, like Bud and Victor, Bud usually can't get on from work, earlier than later, You know what I'm trying to say. Man, I have had a hard day. I've had a rough day, and I kind of regretted this stream was coming on today, but I'm gonna get through it. It's been a rough couple of days. But
well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's been a long day for me too.
Has it? Let's try to get through it then. I mean, I wish we did it yesterday, but I already had it planned for today, and I didn't want to throw people off. But yesterday I was feeling dynamite.
Well, and we could have in the news about the Omega be a little bit fresher as well.
I know. I thought about that too. But you know what? It did give me a chance to do look at everybody else's videos to come up with any ideas or what have you. And lo and behold, I didn't come up with any ideas because nobody said anything interesting that I could think of. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like let's go back to the Archie stream. Was there a single tidbit of information that was kind of appealing to us? And while you're answering that, I'm gonna mute myself because my mama's calling me on the other line. So go for it.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't really anything interesting. Actually, my horological mother, Mark, went on, and he was saying, "I'll get Clive on," and Archie's like, "No." So I was sitting in the background saying, "Yeah."
Who paid you? Somebody paid you $5 to stay off the stream.
Oh yeah, actually, it's actually 2 people are. It's David Breen and Alvin Gates.
Okay, so I got to thank both of those gentlemen, both of those fisters, for keeping you off the stream, because I was a little worried that you were going to be talked out about this 321 by the time you showed up here tonight. Hey, let me say hello to everybody. Wait, hold on real quick again. Hold on real quick.
Okay. Well,
okay, sorry about that. So I want to say hello to and welcome to everyone on Periscope and everyone on your YouTube. I didn't get a chance to do this. Longshoreman, Mr. G. Diaz, Decon, hi Decon, Marty, Smoke Eater. I hope your back's feeling better with that inversion table. Logan, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Hi, Logan. Flippin' Zippo. Hi, Dan. Jason, Mr. Ant, coming back from lunch. Yeah, good, nice. Who else? Jack Purcell, hello, welcome. Tom, welcome. Blueshirt, hey, Bruce, welcome. Clam Walker, hello. Robert Padilla, welcome. Boy, a lot of people in the chat. I could keep going. Okay, Charlie, Sven, Robin. Okay, thank you. Back to the program. Okay, let's check it out. So let's go to some of the. How do you like the background here? Isn't it nice? Isn't that a pretty background? It's very soothing to the eye, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is. And however, that is steel covered with Sedna gold. The originals were brass. Would you like to see a picture of the original one?
We would, but that's exactly what I was segueing into. Good job there, Mr. Watch Wrangler. I was trying to segue into the first part of the discussion. Let's talk about this gold-plated movement. Where did you find that piece of information out? I couldn't find nothing out necessarily about that.
Geez, there's been so much. Even when I didn't. Here's the nice thing. Since I get up early here in the flyover states, and because I have to go to my job, I had people. I woke up and opened my email, and everyone's emailing me about it because Omega, of course, did it like 8 a.m. Swiss time. So it's kind of nice. I was actually one of the first. I think the first one in our little group to break the news, but I think it was. Oh God. Fratello Watches, I think, was talking about the Sedna coated.
I love those guys.
Yeah, those are they are Speedmaster fanatics.
As a matter of fact, gentlemen, Fratello Watches magazine and those editors and producers of that magazine, I referenced them quite a bit. Well, a little bit when I talked about my transitional Speedmaster, and I did find some of my valuable information in their articles. And I went to Fratello and told them that I did a little video and I used some of their information, and I sent them a link, and I asked them what they thought about my thoughts on the rarity of my transitional with the Applied Metal logo, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the guy just replied back with a thumbs up from Fratello Watches. So I took that as my video was kind of kosher in a way, you know? It was pretty cool.
Or they're going to stick their thumb up your butt.
Sure. I guess that wouldn't be so bad. Fratello Watches, if someone's going to stick their thumb up somewhere. So check it out. It's pretty nice looking, isn't it? This is it.
Sure. Now, I just emailed you my movement.
Okay, let's see here. This is a photo of the movement here. So we're going to get to see this in all its glory in a sapphire caseback.
Yeah. And I think that one actually kind of deserves. I think that deserves being a sapphire caseback. I'm not going to lie.
I think it deserves it. There's one extra little icing cherry sprinkle on the top that made it deserve that caseback. That they're putting together this movement by hand.
Oh yeah. Well, but it's not just that. It's not assembly line. It's not like they're. It's not like going down an assembly line and each guy is turning one little screw or something. Each one has each movement is made top to bottom by one dedicated craftsman.
Just like FP Jorn, basically, something like that.
Now, Afra on YouTube says it's a new 321, beautiful watch, but I think it's difficult to commit for more than 10,000.
Well, I agree with that exact number, and I think $10,000 was the magic number for me. If someone was to ask me, I would say that would be the number for me.
Well, I was actually saying that. I mean, I was even saying that if they were to do that, way back when they announced it last year, that the 321 that they're going to start making the 321 again.
Yeah, they came out with the platinum one in July.
Right.
July of last year in 2019. And
at least a couple of months before then when they just announced, oh, by the way, we're going to start making the 321 again.
Correct. And so they wanted to give people who were going to spend the big bucks on the platinum the luxury of saying, I've got a 321 for 6 months before this one came out. They gave them they let them have it first, because that platinum watch was very expensive.
Yeah. And of course, people are saying that the 321 is quite fragile by modern terms. Well, it is a vintage movement, frankly, or vintage design. But keep in mind, quite a few have survived until the present day. So it's not like it's like a stamped vintage Rolex bracelet. Yeah, it's not as good. It's not as durable as the modern one, but it's not made out. It's not going to dissolve in the rain.
Well, so I mean, so what else about this watch? Let's talk about the aesthetics of it. Let me pull up a picture here. Besides the movement, I mean, as far as the movement goes, it is gorgeous, is it not?
Yes. The other thing I've been hearing. Well, okay. The other thing. Well, few things I've been hearing. Number one, the price. Number two, the size. 39, a little over 39 millimeters. And let's see what else. And of course, some people are just mad at Omega. It's just like, oh my God, here we go, another Speedmaster. But if I was going to get a modern Speedmaster, I think it would be this one.
Oh, that's without a doubt. For me, it would be this would be in the running along with the Alaska Project. I love the Alaska Project Speedmaster. God, the subdials. I'm in love with that one. The price shot up past my available. What I
on the other live stream, what was that Alaskan? Never mind, forget it.
So so let's see now. We're talking about a manual wound. We're talking about a column wheel chronograph here in this 321.
Right.
Which is different than the 1861 that we have, correct?
Yes.
In the new 1861. So that's going to be the main difference between modern speedies. This caliber versus all of their other ones are going to be the 1861 caliber. So, I mean, for someone who's new to the world of Omega and what's going on here, new to this channel, that's going to be the main differentiating factor. Wouldn't you agree? I almost called you Archie, Clive.
Oh, up yours. Screw you, man. I haven't been on there the last couple of times. Yeah, well, and not to mention the display case back. And this having the bezel and ceramic, I do kind of like that part.
You do. Ah, he does. He does. I'm a little bit opposed to it because that went a step away from the homage factor.
Well, yeah, but on the other hand, that way you can bump it or something like ours. Of course, we also we're part of the Dawn Club, aren't we?
The Dawn Club, the Don Haynes Club.
No, Dot over 90.
Oh, the Dot Club.
No, Dawn.
Oh, Dawn. Yeah. Dot over 90. The Dawn Club.
As opposed to Den dot near 90.
Yes, I love being part of that club now. It took me a hell of a long time to be part of that, man, on the effing Moon Club. But here it is. I love it.
I'm not part of the Man on the effing Moon Club, unfortunately.
Oh, well, man in the effing space.
No. Your caliber. Okay, the Moon Watch pays homage to the watches that actually went to the moon.
Correct.
Such as, I don't know, mine.
Well, mine didn't go to the moon either.
No. Mine did. Mine did, son.
Oh.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
So yours was spacewalked by Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed. They took him up there in a giant trailer, Mr. Ed.
No, actually, the 105.012 was one of the last references that actually did go to the lunar surface. But then after, and the thing is, then Omega said, "Hey, this is an opportunity for us to cash in. We'll just put this new commemorative back on it, and we're also going to slip in a cheaper movement." But the transitional one, though, I have to admit, though, you've got 95% of the pre-moon. You've got the step dial. You've got the applied Omega logo, and you've got the dot over 90.
did they keep the Hesselite crystal on this, or is it a sapphire crystal front panel?
No, it's a sapphire crystal, and it's a sapphire display case bracket.
Sorry, Jason. Jason was hoping that it was Hesselite. So if you want the Hesselite, there's only one of those, and that's going to be the caliber 1861 that we were looking at last time we were here, right?
Okay. Well, the thing is, now someone's saying that Archie said that it would deflate my watch. Or no, I don't think it would.
No. But let's save the value proposition for the next topic. Okay. Yeah, we can spend a whole 30 minutes on the value proposition. Let's talk about, if you don't mind, about the watch itself. Power reserve.
Yeah. Also,
caliber.
like I said, a simpler one. And Ed, even among the ranks of the pre-moon speedies, the Ed White is something special. It's like literally early on.
Sure.
It doesn't even have crown guards on it, for Pete's sake. So it's now. Could you imagine what would happen if Rolex more or less did homage to one of their manual wind Daytonas? Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So the movement and the story is about the only thing that Omega has to fight back with, and they're just going to try to milk it for all it's worth. But yeah, I think I'm all right with the display case back with it. It deserves to be showed off.
The way I look at this watch, I look at it very uniquely. To me, it's a little different. This watch is a special watch in that I think this watch was made for the collector, for someone who was waiting for this caliber, wants to appreciate this caliber. They're showcasing it. They're giving that collector the added notion of it being hand put together. They're pricing it that way too.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But do you know those?
Of course, they're pricing it that way because, the reason why they quit using the 321 was the expense of labor. The cost of having skilled craftsmen work on a very complicated watch, and basically mass production was too much for Omega to afford.
And to further that, when they went to the caliber 861 and they realized they were having to do a hand job on that applied metal logo in 1968, that's when they decided to stop using the metal logo and they switched to the painted logo on the dial. More cost-cutting measures, less hand jobs. Because who wants hand jobs?
I think it's handwork. But yeah,
handiwork.
And labor has certainly skyrocketed by modern terms.
Well, and like Thomas is saying here that someone mentioned that there are 6 watchmakers qualified to make the movements. Each one takes 4 hours to build, so they're making about 60 calibers per week, if that's correct.
Right. They probably had to, they probably had to wheel Stefan out of the nursing home and show the new guys how to put them together.
Steve's asking if it's true that NASA chose the Omega over the Rolex due to the Rolex being an automatic caliber versus a manual wind. I don't know about that. I thought it was mainly because it was the Hesselite crystal versus a sapphire crystal, but at the same time, they might have had plastic crystals back then. I'm not sure. Any answers to that? Back then, they had plastic crystals on the plastic covers on the Rolex too, right? So what was the reason?
Well, the funny thing is, I actually had this discussion with Jake Ehrlich a few months back. And the thing is, when NASA kind of put the news out or was asking people, Omega jumped at the chance and sent them everything they had. Try this out.
Makes sense.
Try this out. And Rolex said, fuck you, here's a brochure.
They were busy or something, probably. Yeah. That makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you.
They didn't really think they were going to the moon is what it was.
No, because it's like, no, why the hell we're Rolex, bitch. Why should we do you any favors? Stand in. Well, and the reason why is that
they didn't get along with Hollywood.
No. The reason why is that NASA didn't want to wait 3 years to get each fucking Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
That's a joke, but yeah, Omega went all out, realizing the opportunity it was, and Rolex at the time was like, here's a catalog. Let us know if you want anything. But the thing is also the intricacy of the movement, though. The cost of skilled labor is what's gone up exponentially. Like for instance, I've got Long Beach chronograph. It's a Kickstarter watch. It's a Long Beach chronograph by Airmar. That's a Seagull 19 movement, which they basically took one of the old Venus manual wind movements. And Venus actually sold it to the Chinese Air Force because they're wanting to fund a new movement. They said, hey, for this much, and we will. They didn't copy it. They bought the rights to the movement. And the Swiss sent over all the blueprints and all the machinery needed to make it. And the Chinese have been cranking them out ever since. But the funny part is I took a picture of the that Seagull movement, and I just didn't put any captions to it, and I just posted it, I think on maybe Fist or whatever, and you wouldn't believe the result. People were asking, it's like, is that a Jorn? Jesus Christ. Just because of the intricacy of the movement. The only difference between the Swiss and the Chinese one is the Chinese didn't make it as pretty. They didn't put the amount of handwork into it, basically.
Right.
Now, so it takes a lot of handwork. This is what I really, 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 really want to see. I want to see the Chinese put a little bit more effort, and if they literally, so they've got people that have been doing this all this time. They've got relatively cheap, skilled labor. If they came up with a movement that was almost as intricate as what's on the screen, and they put Pitton watches costing $4,000 or $5,000, I would. If I found out that would I would not trust. Independent guarantees of quality. Chinese will stab their grandmother in the neck to make a dollar.
One of the common themes that I found in Swiss watchmaking is that in order to be a watchmaker, and a good one or even a bad one, you have to be living a happy life, a peaceful and a happy life at home, at work, in your whole mentality. So I can't imagine that being possible for Chinese workers to have that kind of mentality.
That's expectations. Like, what? You mean I get an extra bowl of ramen today? Cool.
Yeah, possibly. Hey, so going back to, it's a collector's watch, right? Funk's Funk.
Well,
so
okay.
Here's what I wanted to equate it to, and this would be such a perfect example. Listen to this, guys. Okay, for those of you who are gun collectors, you can buy guns that are works of art. You can buy Colt 6-shooters that are actually cut out. The barrel's partially cut out. The cylinder where you load the cartridges are partially cut out. The grip's partially cut out for the purpose of looking at inside of the barrel, the inside of the cylinder. It's a cutout gun. It's a real gun, not meant to be fired, but it's a cutout gun, and it's literally a collector's piece just to be looked at. And this is exactly what this reminds me of. It's a fully functioning.
Disagree entirely.
No.
No. Okay. And what is the Jabril Tribeca? Where they did the homage to the manual wind Daytonas. You familiar with that?
Yes. So sort of. Okay.
Well, they did it as a labor of love because like in the closing days of the 20th century, and they made a limited production run. literally like the equivalent of a Kickstarter or a micro brand because they love the watch. But who is really picking up the Jabril, the Trebecas, are the people who actually have who actually own the vintage Daytonas. And they said basically it's like I get to have the fun, I get to have the enjoyment of the Speedmaster, but I'm not sitting there shitting bricks over, if it rains or if there's someone sketchy outside there hanging around outside the restaurant. So I get to enjoy it. I get to have all the fun with it, but I'm not risking a watch costing six figures.
Yeah.
And I kind of think this is the same way. It's the people that love the watch, love the Speedmaster, and they want to be able to take it out. I mean, take it on the wrist, snap it on the wrist, and just walk outside and live their life and look down and say, "Yep, badass watch."
For that price?
Yeah, because the durability is over a vintage one. And again, if something happens and we scratch that dot off over the 90, we're screwed.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. That, even though I wear it and I don't worry too much about it, I live nonchalantly without worry on my shoulder.
You know how much those bezels are?
Maybe you shouldn't tell me.
Okay.
I actually have figured out that a nice one, as good a condition as mine is in, might be worth about $4,000. Is that true?
Yeah. Yep. Or I've someone on Watch Recon, not on Chrono 24, on Watch Recon for $5. It was almost as good of shape as mine is in.
So $4 for the bezel, $2 for the bracelet. That's $6. That doesn't leave much room for that. Leaves a lot of room for the watch to bring it up even more.
Exactly.
Okay, what else do we like about this? So we like the movement. We are in love with the movement. We've talked about this up and down. One of the main distinctions is that you're only going to be able to get this 321 caliber in this steel watch and in the platinum. Only those two, right?
Right.
So there you go.
Like I said, it's all the charm of the vintage with modern refinement.
Right. It's got the vintage Omega logo, 321 engraved. It's got
step dial as well, and also and again, of course, it's hard for me to talk. Man, change the picture because I keep wanting to look at that movement. I might have to put up a dummy screen. So thanks. Oh man, that's still gorgeous right there, and the event, without the crown guards, for Pete's sake.
Let me try to go to a frontal shot of her. Give me a second here.
Are you going full frontal? Oh, you've went full frontal on us.
There's a decent shot right there. Nice, comfortable black photo. There we go.
And that's a pretty good looking watch from the front as well.
Okay, there we go. So what are we looking at here? We're enjoying that. I'm in love with the applied logo. I always harp about the applied logo. So there it is. They put the damn thing on there for me.
Now here's the thing though. I'm okay with the loom, quite frankly, because every time I've seen anything like that, I mean, if you have a watch that old, it's going to have, especially in the Omega, it's going to have a patina. The loom, the tritium will have yellowed by this time. Just
or fallen off, like in the case of my watch.
Oh, that sucks. Sorry, dude.
I mean, mine has quite a bit fallen off.
What usually happens during servicing as well. That's pretty common. But you didn't try to have it replaced or anything, right?
Of course not. Here's mine lit up underneath a bulb. The beauty of tritium. And that's one good way to know you don't have a service dial, baby. But I mean, you can't have a service dial if you haven't applied metal logo on here anyway. It would automatically be a give. It would. If you did, then it could be one of the newer transitionals, right? But hey, like you said, I mean, hey, this watch. That's the next thing we'll. Let's talk about value now. Let's talk about value. How does the production, the introduction of this watch affect the values of the watches? Hey, what's up, bud? Welcome.
Hey, what's happening, guys?
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
So let's start talking about what we would pay for this watch. What do you guys think you guys would pay for this watch? What's it worth? I know you guys were throwing out numbers in Archie stream.
What do you mean, us guys? I wasn't on Archie stream.
It's 10,000 was the number for me. That's what I thought would be a good.
And that's what I was estimating. Mm-hmm. And I was even saying, if they were to do that and do it right and do it for $10,000, but we all slightly underestimated Omega's cuntiness.
Yeah. How did they figure on the price? Where do you think they came off on this price?
They're way high on this price.
Oh, they're probably thinking, well, they're selling goddamn Daytonas for this much. This is a lot more special than a lot fewer of these than there are of a Daytona. So,
yeah.
So here's all the stats on the watch. I'll tell you what. I think that this pushed up the price of my watch in particular. The 861 vintage just got bumped up. Of all the calibers that are out there related to this, the 861 vintage got bumped up the most because of this introduction. You know.
Well, Chris, I've got a 321.
Someone brought up the fact. Well, look,
it's bumped up. You think it's going to bump the value of the vintage ones? You think mine's worth $6 now, or?
No, I just think that, okay, if you're gonna spend money on a 321, if you want a 321, now you have more choices.
Yeah.
Are you going to get this one, or are you going to get a vintage one? Now you got to think a little bit.
Yeah, and see what's really that's assuming there's not a halo effect and the prices of the vintage ones go up even more.
That's a possibility too. But what I do think is that the 861 is, I think I'm just happy with what I got. And I feel bad for the dog that he lost his transitional, even though he got reimbursed and indemnified. I just feel bad for him because the watch is worth more than the money.
Well, yeah. I don't have a transitional, and unlike everyone else in Archie Luxury, I'm not really into trannies.
At least you can take this one in the pool.
That's true, which is another good thing about it. Okay.
Are we missing anything here in the stats? I'm going to move on past this. 39.7 millimeter.
Some people are going to love it. Some people I think the 42 is a great size. Now, those people that a little bit more slender framed would probably like the 39. I don't think it's a huge night and day difference.
What's going on with the case? Let me show you what I mean here. Okay, do you see how there's no crown guard?
Yes, because the Ed White doesn't have crown guards. That was an earlier edition of the Speedmaster.
Oh, I see. My 861 has crown guards. Okay. Interesting.
Well, right. And that was, and like I said, and the only thing, in the broad arrow, the even earlier edition, like from the 50s, was also with the broad arrow, with the broad arrow hands, also didn't have crown guards as well.
Right. So mine does have guards there.
And what size is yours, Rich?
42.
Wow. So that's a pretty significantly smaller watch, that new one then.
It's a lot
I wouldn't
smaller.
say significantly. I mean, I think unless you had them side by side, I think most people would be hard pressed to tell the difference. Now, do you think they could have? Do you think they should have went with patina, or do you think they should have just went all white?
What's the deal with the tritium? Is it against the law to use it, or they just did it out of the consciousness for the consumer?
Mildly radioactive, I think.
I'd rather them just go straight to the tritium, back to the tritium. I mean, what's the whole story behind that? I never did the homework to find that out. Just kind of ridiculous.
Well, and I've heard stories that if you send your vintage Speedmaster to Omega for servicing, they'll look and say, tritium dial, whoops, biohazard, strip it off, put a new one on. So
you're kidding.
No, I've heard that story before.
Oh, wow.
So, Rich, you obviously need to send your transitional over to Omega for a service.
I'll tell you what I do love is everybody knows I love the bracelets on these. Oh, my God, this bracelet.
Not exactly the most durable things out there, but it's very comfortable.
Right. I love the way they look. They're great looking bracelets. You like them, bud?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's different than your bracelet, right?
No, it's
Now is it still very
yeah, it looks identical, but I'm sure the quality is completely, not stamped steel.
I'm not a big Omega person. I've never had one, but yeah, I mean this picture's a great picture. It looks good.
If you were to add, like you've added one Breitling to your collection, if you were to add one Omega, bud, would you consider this to be the one that you would add? Like I considered my vintage one the one to add for me.
Maybe if it was on the second hand market, but I wouldn't buy this brand new. No, I would buy the Seamaster with the that dial that I like, the new Seamaster, before I would buy this. I mean, just because it's so much. It's what is this? 15,000.
14.1.
14.1, yeah. So I think that's.
Now, if you get a NATO, I think you save $300. Fucking Omega.
Yeah, I mean, I just think they're crazy at this price.
Really I don't know about the Fotina. I'm not sure. I'm kind of indifferent about that right now. I don't have an opinion on these. I'm not sure where to go.
Yeah, the Fotina don't bother me. I like that. I like the one on the new Seamaster as well. So that's pretty good.
The problem is if they make it just white, then it's going to remain white. It's never going to patina.
Right.
So, I suppose.
And then Clive said this new one is ceramic. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So ceramic bezel to keep with the times.
A little bit more durable.
What's up, Hugh?
Durable.
Yeah. Watch and Pray says yes. 57 applied logo, no crown guard, same bracelet. Loving my 57 reissue right now. Yeah, if they weren't coming out with all of these, this and that, the 57 series are the way to go. Those are great looking watches.
And I can't tell you how many now. The price that.
Thomas is in here. Thomas, I sent you a link. I think Bruce, are you in here? I sent you a link too. Go ahead, bud.
The price that Federico was selling the older ones for all last year for like 3,500. That looks really good right now. So.
Uh-huh.
to have one of the older ones for $3,000 or something, that would be a steal right now. So he was actually selling the reduced for like 2,200, 2,300. So if you had a reduced, you'd have the exact same size right now.
Uh-huh. Hey Doc, if you're watching, jump on and give us the answer to this question here. Would Doc BBW go for the new Speedy 321 or replace it with a vintage? That's a great question. That's a put your money, let the money speak question, because he's right in the moment of that. I wonder what he's going to do. Doc lost his watch on the moon. Yeah, possibly. How much are the vintage 321s going for, Clyde? Jason's asking.
More than $5,000.
More than what you paid?
Mm-hmm.
Funny. So anyway, all right. Any other thoughts about this watch? Any other thoughts, guys, out there in the chat room? You guys like it? You guys
Like it, yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Will you guys wait for it to go to the secondhand market, or
Well, it depends. If they don't overproduce the shit out of it, they may not go to the secondhand market. Now, I grant you. I was about to say super. Oh, sorry, wrong channel. When I saw that bright blue, I think making fewer numbers of them is the smart move, because I think this is very much an enthusiast watch for it. Not everyone who wants a Speedmaster is going to pony up the money for that one.
Right.
And frankly, if you wanted to get a modern one, even a modern one pre-owned for like say 4,000, so you've got like 75% of the same charm as this one for like a third of the price.
Yeah. So basically, let's talk about that. So if you're spending about $15,000, tax and all, then you can buy this watch, like you said, for about $4,000 or $5,000 and have 10, 11,000 left over to buy another watch.
Right.
Or you could just buy a Sea Dweller and call it a day and forget about this one.
Well, that really, I've always said that Rolexes are very well priced. We're getting a lot of value for our money. If the Rolex brand didn't exist, then what brand, would you be going to and getting your money's worth from?
Well, but like I said, I think the Ed White's, the Ed White is a relatively early edition Speedmaster anyway. So I think they're going for over that price, period. Of course, they didn't make as much, they didn't make a huge amounts of them.
Uh-huh.
But, like I said, I think it'd be the same thing as the Gibraltar Breccia. I think the guy who has an Ed White but doesn't want to work out camping would probably put that on without a second's thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you look at this watch for $14,000, it really puts it in perspective.
Well, and Speedmaster and Daytona's are on the secondary market going for 25. Which is that any less insane?
No, that's crazy. But I'm just talking at MSRP. Like for like. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to have as large of a market. I don't think there's going to be as large of demand for the Speedmaster as there is going to be for a Steel Daytona. But they're not making as many as the Rolex are of the Daytonas.
Mm-hmm.
So if any of these hit the secondary market, my prediction is that'll be more than $14,000.
Uh-huh. Hoagie's
It will rise. It will rise in value then.
Hoagie's is asking if this is a limited edition piece. How are they making this, Clive? It's not limited edition, but
Limited edition, but because they've only got like 8 guys doing them by hand or whatever like that. So
it's limited production.
Yeah. Because of the handwork. And that's, I mean, and again, that's why watches with all the elaborate handwork, you know, are costing more, because it costs more money to these highly trained Swiss suckers to go to sit in a tiny little booth all day, or sit at a tiny little table and build them.
Yeah. Ray is asking, do you think they will come up? Sorry, Bud, what's that?
A lot of people saying they're going to make a lot more of them. And I don't know that I trust Omega to keep it down to a lower amount either.
You mean a lot of versions of this?
Well, if it wasn't, the trouble is, it's if they make a lot more of them, it's going to cost them a lot more to make them. It's not like it's primarily machine produced like Rolex, where they can simply crank, turn the handle of the machine all the way in one direction, or build another machine.
Yeah, I don't think they'll make a bunch of versions of this. I think that they set up a small shop, you know, at Omega, a small workshop dedicated to make these, and that's going to be it. I don't think we'll see anything, at least of this caliber. We'll see. Who knows?
And there's probably some price gouging there as well. But if they were to, the only way they can reduce production is to more or less hire more watchmakers, highly skilled watchmakers, and that'll up the costs even more.
Well, and this is a possibility. Ray is suggesting that they may come up with a new lower priced version with no display back and no gold plated movement.
In other words,
the
861,
that won't be the same one anyway. So
no, but if they were to come something like that with like an 861 1861 or the 3861 or the whatever the newest movement is, that would be for half the price or less than half the price for 7. That might be worth looking at, frankly.
Yeah. Tom says sneaky tactic by Omega to get around not releasing another limited edition. So it's a limited edition, but not by name. He's saying, you know.
Well, let me put it this way. Every watch by definition is a limited edition. That's why the Grand Canyon is not filled with Daytonas.
Right.
You know, if watches were unlimited, we wouldn't be paying for them.
You like it, Bud? What do you think?
I like it. I would probably, if I'm going to spend that much money, I'd probably go after something more vintage like what you have. But no, I probably ain't going to be buying.
You mean like what I have or what Rich has?
One or the other. I'd rather spend the money on one of them.
Correct. Either one. I agree.
Either one. No.
Look, if I'm gonna pick all over again, me personally, I would pick the exact one that I have, and if it's not available, I would go for the 321.
Yeah. I mean,
if I had it to do all over again, I would get another 321 for $5,000.
Right.
That we would all do.
No. You said you would choose your.
Well, you didn't include price differentials, but geez.
Well, I'm more thoughtful than you are.
I think bang per buck, both of you guys' watches is better than. I mean, I'd rather have the vintage factor in both of them.
Well, okay.
Than to buy this new.
Well, and here's why though. I mean, like I said, there are concerns with wearing the vintage out, and again, my God, if we hit the freaking doorknob, it could cost us $5,000. But on the other hand, that is slightly irrational fear. It's not like we're working construction.
Oh yeah, Tom, if they qualify this for upcoming NASA flights, that would create a lot of hype. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be a lot of fun.
Exactly.
This is the best Speedmaster ever built, Derek says. That might quite possibly be the case.
Yeah, I would agree with that probably.
Well, yeah, but on the other hand, let's be honest. If it wasn't for the resale of Daytonas and it's simply being a status symbol, would it be as popular or not? I'm not sure. And technically, the Daytona is a very, very extremely competent watch. I mean, Rolex put a ton of money and development and time into it, and you can tell. It's not like they're having to redo something, one of their designs from 50 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, and media is saying there's a compelling argument that the 1861 is better than the 321. Not horologically as significant, but cleaner and improved. Well, yeah, I mean it's a different watch. The way the chronograph operates is a different mechanism, and I would say it's a cleaner piece. It's made with more modern machinery and probably better finished and all of those things, right?
Well, yeah, and just the old thing in cams. I mean, it's pros and cons. It depends what. I think a lot of people like the 321 being a column wheel, and for it actually being the watch that went to the lunar surface. But I think the column wheel doesn't quite have the jumping seconds hand that a lot of cam movements have.
Yeah.
But the cam movements are a lot more reliable. They're a lot more durable. Again, like I said, those old Landeron movements were cam movements, and those things are tough. And also a lot more economical to service than a column wheel.
I wonder how long it'll take before people actually get these in their hands.
I don't know. They just said later in 2020, so who knows?
They haven't even started getting the Seamaster out yet, have they?
No.
Yeah.
The Bond.
Yeah, the Bond.
They're just wanting to build up the fever pitch, I think.
What's up, Blueshirt?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey,
How are
Blueshirt.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing, bud?
Good.
Hey, good evening, Thomas. Welcome.
Okay.
Hi there, Rich. You okay?
Yeah, doing great.
Hey,
Yeah, good to
Thomas,
join
good-
you. Hi,
Hey,
bud.
guys.
You
We got
okay, mate?
a full house now. We got one spot left open.
Thomas,
Hi,
how are you,
Bruce.
my friend?
We'll
Good
have to
to
sell
speak to
that
you,
last
Bruce.
seat like Obama does.
Hi, Clive. You all right?
I'm good, Thomas. How about yourself?
Yeah, not so bad, thanks, mate.
Well, okay, what makes more sense? The No Time to Die Speedmaster for 10 or this one for 14? I think this one for 14.
This one, definitely.
If you're
Ooh,
gonna,
that's a good
if it's
question.
between those two, it would have to be this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not. So technically, it's okay. Wait, when did they introduce that? Was that this year or last year? The Bond.
Technically last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so technically this could still be the cuntiest thing that Omega does in 2020.
Agreed.
Yeah. Now, if they release the No Time to Die Seamaster this year, then no.
It's a
I ain't
toss
gonna-
up. I mean,
For the
it's
money,
significantly
for the
cheaper.
money, for the money, I think the Bond Seamaster. I mean, especially if you get the bullet dial. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, bud.
Yeah. I mean, I think it just goes to what your preference is. Although
Exactly.
Clive seems to think the 321 will go up in price and value. So I mean, I don't know if it has the ability to do that. That's one thing, but I don't know. I like the Seamaster.
Yeah, but I'm not saying the Bond Seamaster is a horrible watch or anything else like that. Well, okay, that's another what. What would be? And I think the Bond Seamaster is a great watch. It is, but considering that the ordinary Seamaster is also a great watch for like half the money, damn.
Right.
And
Yeah, the bullet dial isn't the No Time to Die one, though, is it, bud?
Well, and here's
The bullet dial is not the no time to die watch, right?
No, I don't
No,
think so. No.
No, it's not. Yeah, no. I mean, but then again, that's a couple grand less.
Yeah, sure.
So
Right.
The
for the money,
The No Time
for
to
the money-
Die
Right.
watch has the Ministry
Titanium.
of Defense marking and is titanium on the mesh
Yeah.
bracelet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
With
I
the
would go down
Feltina.
another couple. I would go down another couple grand and get the No Time to Die one.
I like that titanium Omega. I think it looks sharp.
It does look sharp, but $9,100 or $9,300. It's a lot for a
There's
Well,
Seamaster.
versus this, is that a better buy than buying this one? We're asking that question, right?
This is a
Yeah.
killer, I think.
Yeah, no, this is a better buy just because of the
Yeah.
movement. I mean, you're getting a movement built by one watchmaker.
Yeah.
Well, and when you think about it, but that's the type of stuff that's done by FP Jorn and Patek and shit like that.
Exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
What kind of service costs do you think we're anticipating here?
Ooh, I don't know this. I mean,
Well, I don't know,
Or-
Clive, have you ever gotten a service quote on servicing your 321?
Would you let a regular watchmaker, at the corner at Tourneau's or wherever service this watch now, or does this have to go to Omega?
this has to go to Omega. Yeah, definitely.
Well, there you go.
Eh, it depends on the watchmaker. Like I said, some of the old parts have worked on a lot of 321s in the past.
Exactly. It wasn't just in the Speedmaster. It was in a bunch of different watches. So some
Now-
of the older guys have worked on them a lot.
Okay, but all right. Here's something else. Let me throw this out. It's not all just the Speedmaster, because if it was, wouldn't the Seamaster 321s be going for a lot more money?
Yeah, that's a good point, because it's the Speedmaster 321s are the ones that are at 7, 8 plus thousand. Other watches with 321s in it, are still in the $2,000 to $4,000 range.
William Rizzo says, I'm not a fan of the titanium either. It looks like aluminum to me.
Well, but here's also it's supposed to emulate a watch that was given or issued to Bond by Her Majesty's government, right? The Ministry of Defense. There's no
Correct.
goddamn way there's no goddamn way the military is going to spend extra on a titanium watch.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah. I'll say no. You're getting in steel, you giant vagina. Go to the gym if you can't handle it.
Marley is saying, I was looking on Chrono 24 and the original 321s aren't that expensive.
Yeah.
Really depends on
Remember-
the condition. You got to look for all the features like the dot over 90 bezel. Some of them don't have these things.
Almost anything that the military or the government is issuing is being provided by the lowest bidder. Always remember that.
Hooah. Yep, from your clothes to your weapons to your MREs.
Okay.
That's
Here's
it.
the next question. Breitling 806 1959 reissue or this new Omega 321 reissue?
Ooh.
What do you guys in the chat think? Please answer this question.
Yeah, what's the chat think?
Breitling or Omega?
What do you all think, guys?
Thomas, you lead off. What do you think? What would you select here? What's your opinion here?
If money's no object, I'd go with a 321.
Okay, yes. Price. We're not talking. Well, I guess give your opinion whether the price matters. If price is no object, yeah. 321. He likes that watch better. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Blueshirt?
Yeah, I'd have to go with the 321 as well.
Ooh.
Even though I think it's overpriced, I would still go for the 321.
Interesting. If you asked me, that would be a hard one for me. I would personally, funny, but I'm gonna select the Breitling.
I
Right?
I am. So I'm gonna be different.
No, that's cool.
Fair
The
enough.
Breitling's a beautiful watch.
Yeah, it is.
Wrangler?
Well, okay, my attitude is a little bit different because keep in mind I owned an original 1959, and then I've got the reissue.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what are you showing? What's that?
Oh, but is this time? Is it,
We're
is
not
it
worthy.
AP
We're
time?
not
Oh,
worthy.
wow.
We're not
There it
worthy.
is.
We're not
AP
worthy.
time. We're not worthy. We're not
Oh,
worthy.
my God.
Oh, look at that.
That is spectacular, Bud. Congrats.
Show us again,
Wow.
bud. Wow.
You suck.
Wow.
You
Look
suck.
at that.
You suck.
What does the chat think to that? Wow.
And by the way, the highest compliment.
That, my friends, is a baller's watch right there.
By the way,
Yeah.
the highest compliment that one watch collector can pay to another one. You know what that is?
You suck.
You suck. Exactly. You suck.
Look at that, bud.
Put that bad boy on, Bud.
Yeah, let's see that on the
It
wrist.
doesn't quite fit, but
Oh, you're not got it sized yet.
I had it sent to me, so it doesn't quite fit. But hold on.
That's a
Hey,
heavy
congrats to
piece,
Bud,
isn't
man.
it?
That's crazy.
Wow, what a heavy hitter.
Very nice.
Tom Austin saying Bud needs to start rapping now.
Okay. While we're waiting on Bud to bling up.
Yeah, I told Bud you probably feel like Indiana Jones right now.
Fuck. Okay, no. Full screen of him, man. What the hell are you doing? There we go.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, buddy, boy.
Wow.
Wow.
Wowzers. Look
I
at
have to
that.
say, man, that is an ultimate F-off watch right there.
And I almost got the 38, and I'm really glad I got the 41.
You made the right choice.
Definitely.
Wear it in good health, my
automatic.
friend.
Congratulations, Bud.
That's an automatic, Bud.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, wear that in good health, my friend. Wow.
Absolutely.
Damn.
That is awesome.
So it's a little big, but to be honest, it's kind of a pain to get it. It's going to be kind of a pain to get it sized, but I guess that's I gotta find a actual AP service place to get it sized.
Full fist bliss.
I think
Good one, Decon. Yep.
Absolutely.
Mr. Ant's asking, is that even real? Yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
Media's saying he thinks he's been body snatched by Conor McGregor.
By Conor McGregor? Yeah.
Well fisted, Bud. Well fisted.
You brought Clam Walker to tears.
No, I don't think it was tears.
That's a Holy Grail, man. Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's definitely a Holy Grail. I don't think there's much left for you left there, Bud. I think you've reached your horological nirvana, Bud.
I think Rich is right, Bud. You might be done.
You got one hell of a watch box now, haven't you, Bud? Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
If you're not happy now, Bud, we're gonna have to give you a tossing somewhere.
Ew.
yeah. Well,
Ew.
it's gonna be.
I meant like tossing off a bridge or tossing off a ship.
I was gonna say I don't want the watch that damn bad.
It's gonna be pretty hard to beat. So.
Howdy from Texas brings up a good point. Do you know how much it weighs?
Ooh.
Yeah, I was gonna say that much gold. That's got to be.
Exactly. That's a heavy watch.
It's heavy, but it's not. I'm used to the Sky Dweller, so it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like it's overly past that.
What's everybody wearing besides Bud? We know what he's wearing. I'm wearing my Omega. Derek's wearing his Explorer 2.
Actually, I went to the vault again and I've taken my Parmigiani Calp. I have done Madeira out.
Oh, nice, Clive. Yeah, you haven't worn
Nice.
that in a while.
That's a nice watch, Clive. I like that. Yeah, that's a
How-
great
Yeah,
one.
that's a great watch.
Yeah, that's like wearing
I'm
Fort
at-
Knox on your wrist, bud.
It is. I'm wearing the Rolf Lang that I'm caretaking for a little while from Bill Sanders.
Oh, hey,
Oh, nice.
let me help you out. It's 9:06 right now.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. Those silver needle hands on a gray background are hard to read. They're hard to read.
You know, Nick says, yeah, good points. Where do you go from here now, bud?
You know, that's a really good question. I would like to, since I spent so much money with them, I'd like a jumbo. I'd like a Steel AP jumbo if they can get me one.
Just
So
an,
we'll
just
see.
an AP beater.
AP pizza.
Nice.
So, Bud, what's the bracelet like on the Royal Oak?
What's the
It's
what?
great, isn't
The
it?
bracelet, it's actually lighter feeling than what you think because it's so sleek. You know what I mean? It lays up again. It's kind of like a Jubilee is what it feels like.
Yeah. I
Right.
tried on
So-
a solid rose gold 15500 at the AP boutique, and it feels nice on the wrist. This wasn't a chrono, but it wasn't that bad. It surprised me.
Okay,
It's,
bud.
the way
I-
that it's
I know where
sits
you
on the
go.
wrist is really something else.
But I know where you go. I just have 3 words for you.
What's that?
Five
Take me with.
identical Pateks.
No, he doesn't want to do that.
No, I think I have the Patek that
Two
I'm
good
gonna
grand
have,
points.
and I think I'm gonna stick with the Patek and the AP and I may eventually go to a Vacheron. We'll see what happens, but
Pete says you need a gold grill to cover your teeth to match the watch.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because and that. So yeah. So are you? So you're going to go Holy Trinity?
I mean, it would be nice to finish it off with a Holy Trinity, you know.
Why
Because
not?
if you could get all 3 on the same wrist, you will be fucking Thanos, man.
Yeah. I'll need a Thanos glove to wear them. Yeah, that's for sure.
Have you got a Vacheron
Yeah,
in
Howdy
mind?
from Texas.
No bust downs. Flippin' Zippo is saying bust down. No bust downs for me.
No, don't ruin the watch.
Yeah, no bust downs.
Well,
The only
okay.
bust.
Howdy.
To go back to the question before, we are all horologically dick slapped by Bud DaStud. We were dick slapped, gentlemen. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
here.
a better question isn't
For sure.
where does Bud go from here? It's a question is where do we go from here?
Well, you're asking about the Breitling versus the Omega 321. I've actually had the original Breitling and then the reissue, and the difference in quality and composition between the two, the modern so beats the old one.
Yeah.
Are we really
Yeah.
trying to go back to Breitling and Omega?
Actually, but well, here's actually the thing is, those two, the prices of them, I think they are so they punch above their weight range, really.
Well, Clyde, the original 806 was very delicate, correct? It had like no water resistance.
No water resistance. No, and literally it would fall apart. That's why they redesigned it within like the first 3 years.
I got to tell you, I mean, looking at this Breitling reissue and today's Omega reissue, they're both literally identical. They're like vintage reissue beauties. I mean,
Agreed.
how could you go wrong with picking either one? If it just, I really do think the 321 should have been brought down, should be the same price as the 806. There's some hand finishing in the 806 as well.
Oh, there really is. But if the two though, if we're talking about like just not if pit on your wrist, there's no comparison between the reissue and the original. However, with the 321, I think is quite useful, and the older Speedies.
I'm a big fan of reissues, to be honest with you. A lot of people diss them, but I mean, I think the Amiga reissues they're really nailing it now. And even if you look at things like the Zenith Revival reissue that they did of the
I was just about to
A384,
say.
the Zenith Revival, that's 7,000, nearly £8,000, and they've done a brilliant job on that, I think. You know, and I think that's worth the money. I think they've done a great job on that.
Those are the three best modern reissues right now: the Zenith, this Omega that came out today, and the Breitling.
You know,
Yeah.
I still see the brown eye. Sorry, the big eye.
The brown eye.
Yeah, the big
That's
guy's
a
a good
reissue
one.
as well.
Yeah, it's a reissue of the story is someone brought it in to the Longines Museum, and Longines for like the older brands has been really good about keeping its museum up and keeping track of its history and references. So someone brought it in. What do you think? And they're like, "What? Where the hell did you get that from?" And like I said, personally, I think it bears such a resemblance to the Brigade Type 20. I think maybe that was like a prototype that Longines was trying to go for the same contract.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, it does look very
They
similar,
do
Clive.
similar.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
And you know, guys, I know this will sound pretty stupid, but I've been wearing my Breitling a lot, and I love my Breitling, so
which
The
one do you-
Premier.
I can easily go from the AP to the Breitling, no problem.
The,
Oh, yeah.
Is that the
the
Bentley
Breitling for
Premier?
Bentley.
Yeah, the Bentley. Yep, I like my Bentley.
did you get it new?
Yeah, I got it new. Yeah, I bought it from my AP. My AD dealer in Colorado. There. Yep.
He's got
My AP. I bought it from my AP.
Yeah, I'm saying that I can't go from one to the other. I can't even talk about the other one, but anyway, yeah. So I just ran up some stairs also, but yeah, I got it brand new. I paid out the ass for it too much, but I'll be hanging on to that Breitling for a long time.
Oh yeah, because you'll get Bentley'd if you ever get tired of it.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful
I'll
though,
get Bentley
Oh, yeah.
over. So
It is
won't be
a
worth
nice
it.
watch.
and he's really hooked on that green sunburst. It's a sunburst, isn't it, bud?
Yeah, how many pictures have I been sending it to you lately? I've been sending
Right.
it here in the Florida sun. It really looks good, and I've been wearing it quite a bit when I've been outside.
Nice.
So, but yeah, I'm gonna find some occasions to wear that AP here pretty soon. I might have to drive about 2 hours to get it fit, but it's okay.
What's
Yeah,
what's
first.
what's 2 hours away? A rap concert or?
That's where the closest AP service center is.
Okay.
I wouldn't go anywhere else.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly right. I wouldn't go anywhere else either.
Well, they told me Mayors here in town could do it, but I called Mayors and they're not comfortable with it. So if they're not comfortable with it and they'll give it a try, I don't even want to let them touch it, you know. So
Yep.
they said they would try it for me, but they're not they really don't want to. So that tells me not to let them even try it.
That gives me
Exactly.
confidence in their abilities for being honest. So,
Right.
yeah, definitely. That's great.
Yeah, they've got FP Jorn, they've got Vacheron, they've got everything, and yet they're telling me they don't want to deal with an AP. So at least they were truthful about it.
Now, Hugh Janice says I have issues with reissues.
Yeah, I saw that. What do you like about them, Hugh?
What's special about the AP on the bracelet, Bud? I mean, I know, but Hoagie's is asking. Why don't you tell him since you're holding one?
Well, you can ask Clive, right? I mean, Clive had it on the
Yeah.
strap, and then he went and got the bracelet. Or did you already have the bracelet, Clive?
No, I went and got the bracelet. But
You did go and buy, but
a lot of the local watchmans were looking at that saying, nope.
so for me, the bracelet just substantiates a watch. I mean, I just the strap is nice. It's good to have. It looks good different times, but to have a bracelet just makes it feel like the money that you spent is there now. You know.
Well, and like I said, mine does not compare to yours in the slightest. Oh my God.
Well, but I mean, you wear an offshore because it's a piece that you want people to see, and if it's on a strap, people don't notice it as much. But if you wear an offshore on a bracelet, people's going to be looking at it.
It increases the level of fuck off for you by an order of magnitude.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I mean. So,
and I would have to
whether
agree.
it's a
Howdy
steel
from
offshore.
Texas. Howdy from Texas says, "Can we give kudos where it's due that Omega has put in a significant effort in the design of their last two releases, the Seamasters and the Speedmasters?" Yeah, I would agree.
Well, let's give credit.
I agree.
We'll give credit to where credit is due. For the first one, Daniel Craig. For the second one, the designers at Omega from 1963.
Yeah, maybe, I guess. And Nick says he would go with the 321 over the Breitling reissue. I gotcha, Nick.
Let's not forget how well they did with the Trilogy 57 range as well.
Yeah, those are beautiful watches. I love those watches.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give credit to the Omega designers from the 1950s. Happy now?
Okay, Clive. Yeah.
All you did was just simply take their existing designs and not fuck it up too much.
Tom Austin says Breitling reissue is the more faithful one. Yes, good point. Very well said. Best comment of the night.
What did he say?
The Breitling reissue is the faithful one. Yeah, they literally went through extraordinary pains to make it as close as possible to the original watch. At least,
yeah, they haven't added patina, have they?
They have added patina to it, and also it doesn't have the same movement. But in this case, the movement is actually an improvement on the Breitling.
You know what, Thomas? If I'm a little bit indifferent about the Fotina, the fake patina, I prefer it not, but at the same time, I like it as much as I don't prefer it. But you know what's a winner on that Breitling reissue? That it's hand applied. And I mean, it's an actual color and it's hand applied, and that kind of gives way forgiveness to it.
Right. That's a good point. It's a beautiful watch, no doubt.
And at that price point, the Breitling for me wins hands down.
Yeah, for price point, definitely.
So what we were talking about too earlier was the Omega, the bullet dial. So you guys between that and the 321, really just a point of the cost, I guess, at that point, or what you like, what you prefer.
Yeah, for me, I don't like the dial, the bullet dial, to be honest, unless I see it and something jumps out at me. I liked that Seamaster, the whole look of the titanium watch. I like the look of the titanium steel.
Yeah, I'd go for the titanium over the bullet dial. Yeah,
it's cool.
And then what about over the 321?
I'd go 321 over the Bond personally.
Yeah,
For
so
me,
would
you're
I.
looking at like almost a 50% price difference, 40% price difference.
Right.
That's a big leap. So you really have to want a Seamaster or want a Speedmaster and really know which one you want. I think, you know, it's kind of like wanting a Ford or wanting a Corvette. Maybe it'd be something like that.
I'd be interesting to know how over time how fragile the 321 movement is and how durable it stands. It stands the test of time, you know.
Well, I mean,
No.
it was the original 321s are very durable. I mean, that's why Amiga put them in the watch. And the only reason why they switched out of it was because they were too expensive to make.
Right.
No, John, actually tonight will not be a super stream 3 hours plus like usual. I'm shooting for an hour and 30 minutes. So that gives us about 8 minutes left, guys.
Sounds good to me.
I do have to go help with my children. And so I set a time for 90 minutes. So,
Well, thanks for calling us. Appreciate it.
Hey, YVR Pete's asking Bud to show his watch again. I think we need to. I think it deserves
I got no
another
problem with
reveal.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait.
I think, Bud, you owe us another reveal, Bud.
we'd love to see the bracelet. Show us off the
Agreed.
bracelet.
Wait, let me get the tissues ready.
Howdy says for the 321, I suspect Omega had to spend significant coin in retooling as well as cost for educating the watchmakers as well as the cost of hand assembly itself.
Yeah. Like I said, they had to wheel Gustav out of the nursing home. And he didn't want to leave because it's pudding night.
And the Seamaster has an off-the-shelf movement shared with other references. Good point. Yes,
Right.
of course. Which, of course, that's mirrored in the price differential.
Oh, okay. He has to get it back out so at the end of the show. So, yeah, I mean,
It's all good. It's all good. We're going to be ending here in a few minutes, but save it for the next show. We'll spend a lot more time with you and your AP.
You know what?
It'll give me time to show you guys it in depth.
Yeah.
What's the Watch Recon? I'm going to go to Watch Recon and look. So what is it? 105.003, right?
Yeah, you guys talk. I'll be right back.
Oh, good Lord, he argued this.
So you're talking about the Omega now, Clive?
Yeah. Now, okay, there's only one on Watch Recon, an original 105.003. Rolex forums for asking $16,000.
Wow.
For a
Is that the one
321?
you've got, Clive?
What?
Is that the one you've got?
No, I've got a later one. He's got an Ed White, 105.003. That's like early 60s. Mine is actually a birth year. Mine is a 105.012.
Nice.
66. Good Lord, and it's beat to hell. Now, hey, Rich, did you get a bracelet for yours?
I did. I have a beautiful bracelet on my Speedmaster. Cost me $2,100 for this bracelet. And the inside of the bracelet is stamped 1971. Beautiful.
Nice.
So my watch is a 68, but my bracelet's a 71. But it's true to the watch. 1039. Very hard to find. Very hard to find.
So you was lucky to get that one that you have. So why did you get the bracelet when it comes to that? Just to have all the original.
Yes, I wanted it to be a full original vintage piece all the way 100%. I wanted to have one good piece. And I figured
it's a great set.
Yes.
It's a great set that you've got there, Rich. Yeah, that's original set there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful watch.
You don't see all of them. You don't see a lot of them with bracelet. Most of the time, you see even modern
No.
Speedmasters with NATO straps.
I love that
Mhm.
3-part bracelet. It's really nice.
Then as time goes on, boy, those are going to be few and hard to find.
Between. Yep, you got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a
I
fantastic
either
watch.
for the price difference, I either got to go with the titanium Omega or the bullet dial. Either way, you're saving quite a bit. Although, like Clive said, it could go up in price, so that would probably make up the difference. But I don't know. I like the titanium, the way that one looks.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I would probably spend my money on that one in the end.
Cool.
I did go into Omega here, and they had nothing. They had none of them watches. So,
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a while before you see any of them.
No, but isn't look, when you walked into the Omega though, Bud, isn't it true that all their watches are just beautiful?
They
Don't
are.
you think?
Yes, I agree 100% on that. They have a very nice, and the boutique was beautiful that I walked into here. All the Seamaster. They had a white dial Seamaster. It was beautiful. I mean, that's very tempting watch there.
Right, for the price points too, even at MSRP, they're like $7,000, right?
7,000, and I know by the way that the salesman was talking to me that you could probably get a discount on that. So it's a very nice looking boutique, and all the watches are beautiful.
Right. Any final thoughts there with you, Clyvers, for the night?
Well, I just don't watch recon seeing what the 105.012s are going for, and there's one listed, and I swear to God, he's posted 5,000 pics, and along with War and Peace, and I can't even find the effing price on the stupid thing.
He wants you to email him.
Oh.
He wants you to email him, probably. Yeah, congratulations again, Bud. People are congratulating you again.
God,
Yeah,
Beautiful
absolutely.
watch.
How much is
gorgeous watch?
How much is 11,000 pounds?
What would you like me to
That's like $15,000, $16,000, $17,000.
I was gonna say it's like 18 or 19,000, I think.
to 17,000
Okay.
US dollars?
There you go.
17.
No. Hey Siri, convert 11,000 British pounds to US dollars.
The answer is $14,418.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and there's one. So that's an authentic 321, serviced, et cetera, et cetera. It looks like it's been beat to hell.
And Hugh says, just when we thought it was safe to sit out a year of no buying watches.
Right.
Yeah, right here.
That'll be part of the next stream.
Booster's got a good point. He says Rich and Clive are sitting pretty with their real vintage speedies. That's the truth.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people are. I'm very happy I got that one. Yeah.
I'm a little happier, to be honest, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boozer pointing out that Bud's got the rudest collection.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. Well. Before I get dick slapped again with the AP, I'll just tuck mine away. Sorry. Whap! Ow! God damn it! You gave me a concussion.
What about you guys? Any other final thoughts before we wrap up? We'll be seeing you guys again over the weekend, so it won't be too long. But I think 90 minutes are good. Is a good time for the streams. It keeps people's attention up a little bit in my back.
I think my final thought is just it's a great release. I'm really pleased to see a great release from Omega. I'm really happy with it.
At our age, isn't any release a great release?
Especially if it's involves a hand job.
I have to agree with Thomas. I mean, they had a real opportunity to really mess this up really bad,
I
but
was expecting
they did a good job.
Yeah.
They really did a good job.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think so.
Like it. I like it, and I think part of the best discussion pertaining around these watches is, you know, the Breitling versus this one versus the Zenith. I think that's a great topic for discussion. You know, those are three
That
great
is.
reissues.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know,
3 classic
all right.
chronographs.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go help the wife tend to the kids, and it was a
Thanks to
pleasure.
everyone on Thanks to everyone on Periscope as well, tuning in. All the
Yes.
chat.
Thank
all
you
the
very
usual
much.
Thanks,
suspects.
everyone.
Please give us a thumbs up, and please subscribe. And it's important you hit the bell so that you get the live show alerts. And I'm doing a pretty good job of posting these ahead of time, and I'll try to do as best a job as I can. We'll probably see you guys on either Saturday or Sunday. All right, guys?
Yeah.
Or Friday.
Take care, everyone.
No,
Thanks,
not
everybody.
Friday. Saturday or Sunday. All right?
Okay.
Okay, gents.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
See you
Peace.
guys soon. All right.
Take
Good
care.
love.
Good night,
Happiness,
everyone.
Joy. Good night. Night.
Take care.
Here comes the music.